Welcome to Practical Principles. This is Practical Prince. We're doing talk and tarot, so go ahead and drop your questions, comments, whatever into the chat, or I don't know, whatever they call the comment section. I'll just finish getting this set up so that we're ready to do readings. Dum-ba-dum. So that's good, that's good. Okay. Things are looking good, so now we can hang out. And yeah, we're starting late, but we can keep to the hour. I don't have to go into the office. I'm working from home today, so but anyways, hope you're all doing well. Hope your week's gone well, and hopefully this weekend will be great. So let's look forward to that. Got the table set up, so trying a new set out or set up. And I don't know, we'll see. It's kind of nice. There's more room to work with. But as far as getting cameras looking the right way and whatnot, that is still a bit of a challenge. But one we're working through. So, yeah, I'll see if I can get this one sorted out. But yeah, go ahead and ask your questions. And it's just, readings. If you want them. Or we can chat. Or I'll figure out something to monologue about. I guess those are all viable options. Yeah, just checking the space I have to work with. It's not bad. It's a bit tilted, but it will be sufficient. So, as far as decks, they should all be good to go. I guess I can shuffle just for the heck of it, but yeah, that's where we're at. So, let's go ahead and do some shuffling. We've got time to kill anyways. Oh, that's interesting. Just noticing where stuff lays out with the camera. And I guess this is kind of elevated compared to the previous one, so there might be some adjusting. Or maybe I just need to inflate my ball a bit more to get it a little more height. I'll go ahead and show you guys this one. So yeah. Yeah, so it skews a bit this way. Skews down, but yeah. So a little off, but not too bad. You'll definitely be able to read. And then, like, I've got the box here. I usually set this stuff aside, but you're clearly seeing that. So, yeah. And then, oh yeah. So a little more effort to get stuff into camera. So yeah, I'll see if I can angle that afterwards. Get more of the space closer to me, because having to hold arms out like this on an already elevated table at least compared to the old one. It might get a bit tiring. Okay. Hey, Presh. How's it going? Okay. Anything you want to talk about? Want a reading on? Okay. Hey, I'm Chris. Let me go ahead and do Presh, but then I'll go ahead and see if there's any cards for you. So, using Lost Forest, Presh. Let's see what we get. Let me just go ahead and set. You might need that one. Set those aside. Make it a little more manageable. I think that might be it. Let me check. So yeah, two cards speaking to the same thing. There you go. 5 of Skies. And the Tower. Okay. So, I mean, 5 of Skies would normally be 5 of Swords. you're going to have conflict. Um, yeah, let me check if there's more because I think I'm thinking of Five of Wands a bit, which leans into debate. So it's not necessarily anything serious, but um, yeah, conflict, competition, disagreement. So a little on the rougher edge, but yeah. And then you've got the tower down here, which deals with upheaval. Um, there's a sense of destruction, which is part of why this card is so ominous. But yeah, usually it's not so bad in practice. Um, I mean, it'll definitely hurt. You're building your life in some way at some part on a foundation that isn't solid. And once the rug gets pulled out from under you, well, you've learned your mistake, and then you can go on and do better. So, yeah. Not very uplifting cards. So, probably the best thing you can do is, well, I don't know if you've got any way to prepare for conflict. I don't know if you've got a heads up on what that might be. But yeah, it's basically brace yourself. Because it's not going to be smooth sailing. Yeah. Sorry, I wish there was more advice I could give, but this is largely just FYI and heads up. So, yeah. Maximilian. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and if you want to get into specifics or something, we can go ahead and do that. Let me go ahead and pull um, a reading for Anne Chris, and then we can come back to it if you'd like. You might already understand the situation well enough. Well, you might already understand it well enough that there's not really more to add, but you're cool. No problem. Okay. Cosmo. Oh, and let me go ahead and highlight yours, just in case you come back to reference it. Um, can you explain? I'm not sure what you're asking there. I mean, you make it sound like a condition, but I'll have to look it up or something because I am not understanding it super well. That one too. I'll leave you there for now. They might have been buddy buddy. So what is it? I mean, I'm getting the sense that this is the more important one, but I'm trying to figure out if these are like action items, FYIs, if this comes first or if it builds off of these. So, one moment. Yeah, so this is an action item, something to do, first step at the very least. These, um, they're not set in stone consequences, but this definitely facilitates getting to these outcomes. And I don't get the sense that they're exclusive. Like you could have both or neither. So 10 of embers, normally 10 of wands. The mender, past lives. This would normally be death. The mender, I want to say, would be queen of cups. The Cosmic deck likes to do slightly different meanings than the usual. So, for example, 10 of embers, 10 of wands is what it would normally be. That's usually um, a certain amount of success and accomplishment, but also um, indicative of extra baggage. Um, Either learning to delegate or offload some responsibility, or, well, yeah, it could just be extra baggage, the emotional sense, or, yeah, it could be more than that. But so let me check if they've got particular skill. Yeah, accomplishment, responsibility, burden. When this card arrives, it reminds us that the achievements we desire in life do not come free of burden. There are many invisible intricacies involved that come together to make something great. Now you must be conscious of it. That's just an excerpt. Uh, so yeah, that's suggesting you need a review and probably let some stuff go. Whether that's just permanently leaving it, dropping it, getting it out, or if it's offloading it, delegating it. Um, so definitely the next steps. Hey Annie, how's it going? The Mender deals with being, well, I mean, it's pretty self evident from the name, but being a bit of a peacemaker, resolving conflicts, um, fixing broken connections. It leans into the emotional aspect, so it'd be more relationships, but um, yeah. So that's one potential consequence. And then past lives. Let me double check this one. It's usually learning from your old self and carrying those lessons forward. Expansion, spirituality, awareness. Your past lives are entangled in each choice you make and the things that make you who you are. You have pulled this card to draw awareness to this. You are constantly expanding. New cycles are beginning and ending all the time. Take this spiritual lesson and let it shift you into the effervescent soul you wish to be. So, yeah, just a reminder about drawing from the past, learning from it, and bringing that forward. Yes, Annie, you can have a reading. And Tina, good morning. Go ahead and ask your question if you'd like. Um, any questions, Ann Chris? Oh, I forgot to shift those so that they'd be a bit more visible. But there you go. No problem. Okay. Yes. Let me go ahead and highlight that now. So we'll be doing Annie now, and then Tina, of course, if you have a question, go ahead and ask. Okay, let's find out what deck. Yep, same one. Not too unexpected. I feel like Cosmic tends to get general messages a lot. Or spirit messages. But, yeah. Anyways, let's see. Okay, do we have more? I don't think so, but I'll check. Yes, you can ask. We'll get to it. Is that everything? Okay. And then this feels like an FYI, kind of a lighter detail. It has a little more substance, but mostly informational. Hey, Ross. This is a tempered pair. So the primary one on top is the main gist, the main meaning, but then it's modified, tempered by the card underneath. This is the action or the direction you're being encouraged to take. Let me go ahead and line that up for you guys. So starting there, 7 of Embers, modified by the Cosmic Tree. And then over here, we've got the Swan. So normally, 7 of Wands, the Hermit, and the High Priestess. So as far as your action, 7 of Embers, this one is focused on defense, is the main thing. Protecting yourself, setting up the proper boundaries in order to keep yourself safe. The concern with this one is that you might be playing too defensively, overexhausting yourself, being on the defensive. Yeah, that's the right way. So that's the concern there. As far as the cosmic tree and how this relates to the hermit, you'll need to spend some time on yourself, which makes sense because without that refresh, it's understandable that you're going to have a hard time keeping this defense going. So take a little time for yourself, but yeah, make sure you've got good boundaries in place and that you're aware of, well, your weaknesses if you aren't already. Um, this isn't saying you need to lower your guard, but if you're playing, it's just, it's a balancing act. Um, so definitely we're being defensive, but we don't want to be overtly so. Like, we don't want to exhaust ourselves fending off every little thing. Um, that's too much, and that's not what's being asked here. So, as far as maintaining that, taking time to yourself, but yeah, okay. The swan, the high priestess, leans on your own intuition, um, trusting your gut, so to speak. And again, this was an FYI, but if you were second guessing yourself and stuff like that, this would suggest you don't really need to do that. It's not worth it. Just trust your instincts. Any questions, Annie? Um, Tina, I don't remember if I saw your question. Yeah, go ahead and drop it in if you. I might not be seeing it. So, yeah, go ahead and do that. Otherwise, we'll go on to the next one. Okay. I want to make sure you were good. Okay, it looks like Tina might have dropped. Yes, Mina. Let me check who was first. I think it's you after Tina, so yeah. I'll go ahead and highlight your question. You're next. Oh, okay. Let me go ahead and do Mina, since I've already got it up, Tina. But I'll do you right after, and then Roz will do you after the Mina Tina combo. If my person and I will communicate this way. Okay. I have 3 other decks that I would have expected for this question, but no. We're back to Cosma. Makes me wonder why I put it away. Right. Given how you phrased it, this will probably come out yes, no. And the way that usually happens for me, emphasis on the usually, is 3 cards. Sometimes the cards themselves will have meaning, but it's the combination that's going to give us the yes, no, or somewhere in between. Where's the other one? Wants the spot. Okay, so this one has meaning. The rest are just filling out the yes, no. 10 of lotuses, 8 of trees, and the wanderer. I'm going to have to double check what that one translates to. The others are yeses, so it's just a question of is the wanderer going to put a damper on things? Not here. So normally Page of Wands. So this would say solid yes. Um, as far as the Wanderer, the notes there are free spirit, new ideas, inspiration. A spark of a new passion has taken off, and it only takes your excitement and freedom to fuel the flame. Nurture this new spark and carry it with you as you tread into the future. That's the main gist of that. But yeah, as far as your question, answer is yes. Let's go ahead and highlight Tina's. And let me just check if it's Cosma again. No problem. Set that. We might have been able to use Prisma, but I mean, Cosma's at least as good. So, let me start with the general, the do my guides have anything for me, and then we'll follow up with the relationship one if it doesn't come up there. Is it? Okay, Kim. Give me a little bit because I've got a couple reads, but yeah, we'll get to it. There you are. There-ish. Let's see. Thanks. Nothing strong. Let me double check. I don't think we really need that. But... Okay. So, first step, definitely. Second step. Again, this is a tempered pair. So there's the primary on top, and then the one on bottom modifies it in some way. Past lives. And then we've got the composer and the spirit plane. I'll have to check what the composer usually is. The spirit plane is normally the chariot, and past lives would be death. Not very ominous in this deck. In fact, they renamed the Fool Death in this one. But for past lives, it's really reflecting on the lessons learned. This, like, if you believe in reincarnation or something like that, this would say that those previous lives, the experiences, the culmination of that has led you to who you are today and hopefully will continue to lead you forward to where you want to be. But it's being mindful of that path that you've come across and making sure that the lessons you've learned stay intact as you press forward. So, lesson number 1. And given that it got priority, I would maybe just spend some actual time thinking about that, meditating on it before going on to number 2. The composer deals with harmony, unity. But let me double check because it's been a while since I've got that one. Plus, I want to know what the actual um, which one it maps to, I guess I should say. So normally Page of Chalices. And yeah, the notes are playful, harmonious, energetic. Yeah, very much like the Three of Lotuses, which is also synchronicity, harmony. Let me see if there's any caveats real quick. Yeah. Yeah, no real caveats. It really speaks to being in alignment. Um, things should be natural for you, and if not, then going with the flow is not going to hurt, would be the advice there. Um, Chariot is normally a fast card, very energetic, very driven. The Spirit Plane is the step before that, so to speak. Um, it's the eye of the storm, the calm before the storm, the moment before you pedal to the metal. So things might not be falling into place right now. It's really just cautioning that it hasn't kicked in yet, but it will soon. And when it does, it'll kick in. It'll come in high gear. So go ahead and get yourself ready, because yeah, once you're moving at that high speed, it might be hard to shift direction as easily as you can at a lower speed. So um, we didn't get anything on the relationship, so let me go ahead and highlight that. And yeah, we'll continue to use Cosmo since we started there. Okay. All right. Okay. And I think it might be a little further down. Or it'll just keep going. There we go. Okay. Okay, so yeah, just a classic yes no. Geomancer, Ace of Embers, Karma. I want to say that's a yes. Let me just double check. Karma. That's normally Justice. I don't know if that's going to put a damper on it. No. Yeah. So these are all yes cards. So solid yes. Just so you guys can see it. Sorry, it keeps tilting. Not used to that angle yet. Okay. Roz is next. There's the Sagittarius, and then also the do I have someone else coming in my life? Okay. We might get both in the same spread. If not, we'll just do a quick follow-up. No problem. And let's see. Okay. First one. Finally swapping out. Thanks, Tina. All right. Reconcile, and then do you have someone else coming in your life? And we'll see. I mean, you phrased them as yes, no's, but well, we'll see what actually comes out. We'll have to find where that goes later. Okay. So then what is this speaking to? Hey, Sally. Yeah. Give me some. If you've got a more specific question, let me know. But yeah, I've got a few readings to do. So just a matter of time. Is this part of the Sagittarius one? Okay. I'm not sure why we'll need the clarity. Let me shift those up. This will describe the character and this feelings towards you, which between these, I think we're going to get our will you reconcile. I'm not getting a strong sense of whether this is clarifying this or it doesn't feel like a direct message. So we'll just flip that afterwards. We've got the Fool and Strength. Yeah, I don't know if you can see it super clearly. This strength is dandelions. That's what we've got going in that picture. There is a stubbornness and a persistence to that. So, I mean, it's definitely on feelings towards you, but I don't know that I don't think it's emphasizing the favorable ones. So that might need time. As far as the Fool, naivety might be a bit strong, but it doesn't seem like they're going to handle this the most mature way. So between these, the answer as far as reconcile would be no, but let's check our clarity here. Three of Swords. So yeah, I like to call that the reality check. It's usually when you get hurt by someone and have to rethink some things. So yeah, I would not plan on reconciling or being reconciled with. This didn't speak to someone else coming, so let's go ahead and check on that. Okay. got some information here. The rest are just helping to fill out the yes no. High Priestess, King of Swords, Knight of Wands. Um, yeah, I mean, those are all yeses. As far as High Priestess, this is inner wisdom, your intuition, the gut feeling. So leaning on that and trusting it. So, yeah. And that was fairly light advice. So you'll have to figure out how that applies. But as far as the do you have someone else? Yeah, they're, they're coming. Okay. We did the Mina Tina combo. I think Kim. Oh, thanks. Is up now. And then Sally, you'll be after Kim. Will Trell and I enter into a committed relationship? Okay. Well, let's find the right deck. Okay, that might be the better one. Because the sense I was getting as far as like entering into a committed relationship is, um, gosh, how would I describe that? At best, fuzzy. Um, so, yeah. Anyways, I'll probably get a better read on this question. So, yeah. Okay. Let's go ahead and get that because it's good. Mm, I think we might have all the important stuff. There's plenty of good cards, but that would be too many if we actually tried pulling all of those. Yeah. First, this will follow up at some point. I don't have a real gauge of any gap in between or anything like that. But yeah, this will be sooner rather than later. Queen of Skies. And then Five of Earth. Okay. So normally Queen of Swords and Five of Pentacles. Um, Queen of Skies, that deals to intellect, sharp minded, a certain amount of precision, sometimes a bit perfectionist. Um, so, not bad things, um, but there does need to be a good balance because otherwise you can end up pushing people away and cutting them off. Um, and by no means intentionally. It's just a side effect of the approach. So, nothing particularly alarming there. Um, Probably just caution to be a little soft in your manner. Um, a little more worrisome is the Five of Earth. Five of Pentacles, that's usually a rock bottom, a dearth, hardship at the very least. And I think that's really what's being represented here in the relationship. So, yeah. Yeah, as far as how best to overcome that, yeah. Softer Queen of Skies. I mean, the intellect is good and sharp. You'll be able to cut through some of the clutter that's bogging it down. Um, but without that gentle touch to it, um, it might just get too rough. So, oh, um, this doesn't speak to feelings. Um, yeah, if any, we didn't really get anything from him. Let me know if we need to follow up on that. But um, yeah, given that there is a hardship, I'm getting a sense that there is something. Um, but yeah, but yeah, Kim, questions. Let me know. What can I clarify? Okay. Yeah, I mean, I could try to elaborate. Um, yeah, we can try for that. But yeah, elaborating on that would largely be speculation. I mean, the big takeaway from that was to have a gentle touch, a gentle approach. Um, okay, right. Let me go ahead and switch that. That'll be more clear. But yeah, this is the bigger part, and then a smaller piece. Not neg means, but 10 of Fire and Queen of Oceans. Okay, so kind of a mixed bag. 10 of fire, there's a certain exhaustion going on. Um, so yeah, that's weighing things down, putting a damper on things. But then Queen of Oceans, that's full of well, full of emotion is probably the right way to put that. Um, Positive, loving. So as far as I can tell, um, there are good feelings there. You've got a good wellspring, so to speak. Um, but yeah, I don't know what's exhausting him per se, but he's getting worn out. So as much as he likes it, I don't know that he'll be able to sustain it. Mm, so yeah. Any questions on that, Kim? Let me go ahead and find Sally's question. That's hard to say because it could be a mix of both. Um, 'Cause yeah, because I mean, he has the same emotional core. So whether that drain is coming from you or from work, I can't really tell. I mean, you can ease up your part of it, see if that's sufficient. Uh, but yeah, otherwise, there's only so much you can do, anyways, if it's work. Hey, Jelly. No problem. All right. Albert's energy for the coming month. Let's see which deck. Maybe I should just check before they're back, but sometimes it's hard to tell when they're not on equal footing. Okay. Um, yeah, we should be able to fit that in, but I am getting close to time when I have to run off to work. But I'm optimistic, Jelly, that we can get it in. Albert's energy. Let's see. Thanks, Practical. Hope the day goes well for you too. Okay. Let me check Okay, so we've got two parts with two parts. This is the energy going into it. Um, and this is the energy on the latter half, and I think this is going to be the larger portion. Um, there's the primary energy, and then there's the secondary energy. So you'll see some of both. The Hierophant, Five of Earth. Okay. So as far as, well, this is a rock bottom. Like energy gets depleted, runs out. Um, the Hierophant usually speaks to customs, traditions, the rails on which we run, whether they're formal or not. Um, he might be running on empty, is really the sense I get out of that. So, yeah, relatively low energy, and then definitely rough spots with that. The later part, Hanged Man and the Chariot. The Chariot. So things get a lot better. Um, this isn't so much, gosh, how to describe that? Sorry, Jelly, this is for Sally. She's asking about Albert. Um, I'll follow up with yours. Similar to how the Hierophant doesn't specifically speak to energies, but speaking to the approach and how he's operating, the Hanged Man is sort of changing the vibe. Um, so, and then, yeah, it very much gets better. So, I mean, this is the heavier portion. I don't know how much heavier. Um, starting with this, but ending on a good note. Does that clear things? Any questions, Sally? Let me tweak this some more so you can see a little better. So yeah, I guess this isn't necessarily um I mean, Earth here represents pentacles, which is normally associated to finances, but you were asking about his energy, so I don't think we should really stretch it into trying to speak to that. Yeah. I mean, as this stands, I don't think we've got a sense of his finances, at least for the coming months. Hey, Adelaide. Yeah, so when we do get to this point, um, it is definitely positive. There's, I wouldn't say necessarily abundant, overflowing energy, but definitely far closer to that. Um, the Hanged Man basically changes the outlook and changes the vibe of the energy that he's working with or working from, might be the better way to put that. Um, so yeah, we definitely get to a good note, a good place. But yeah, the first part is rough. And yeah, this is the bigger portion. So you might have this for a week, week and a half, maybe week and a half, but this will be the bigger part of the month. So, okay. No problem. And now, thanks. Jelly. Okay, there we go. Let's find out what's dead. Oh, that was fast. So Cosmo for you. Let's see what we get. We might just have one. Heads up is probably the best way to describe this card. There might be some action, some preparation associated with it, but okay. Yeah. Three of Birds. Since we just got the one, I'll go ahead and read it. This would correspond to the Three of Swords, the reality check we got on the earlier read. So, heartbreak, suffering, grief. The Three of Birds is a heartbreaking card that sends the mind for a spin. If you are the slain dove, you likely didn't stand a chance. It speaks of an unfair advantage of the opposing party, that for no noticeable payoff other than self enjoyment. If you are the predator, your sly actions have catapulted a life into turmoil, and you must ask yourself if that move was even yours to make. If you are feeling guilty about something, try and approach the situation. See if you can resolve it on better terms so you may clear your mind. So, yeah. Any questions, Jelly? Yes, it was. And I mean, you know how to go back if you want to listen to it again. But yeah, that's the card for you. Something heads. So if you can get ready, go ahead. Otherwise, yeah, it'll definitely. So it speaks to some sort of grief coming up. As far as how to prepare for that, given that we don't know the source, I'm not quite sure. you know your situation better than me, so you might be able to speculate better and be able to prepare. But yeah, it suggests a pain is coming your way. If that's not, uh, try to give me a specific question I can work with. But um, that's what there is to the card. Okay. All right. And I've got to get to work. So I'm going to call that good for a day. Thanks for dropping in, everyone. Fun doing readings for you. Yeah. And until next time, take care.